Hello everybody. I would like to start with a question. Why are we all here in the first place? Why? We've been told how to get out of here, what to do to get out of here, but we really not been told why we are here in the first place. There are many theories about it. Some believe in reincarnation and that induce that you come into this world to get closer to God, to purify your soul, to discover the God within you. There are certain other theories about why we come here as well, and what happens to us after we die. But nobody really talks about why we are here in the first place. We know that we have a immortal soul. At least most of the religions say that we have immortal soul, that our spirit is immortal, cannot die, cannot be born. It's always there. It's just our bodies that are decaying and dying. But why does our soul incarnate in the first place? If it's so ideal, if it's godlike, if it's a part of the God, like, well, everything that exists, why we are here? Why we reincarnate? I believe in reincarnation myself. But if you believe in reincarnation, what's the point of reincarnation? I mean, yeah, of course, getting closer to God. But why does a soul come to this earth? Shouldn't soul just stay with the God in the first place? I really wonder why. Because whenever I'm reading some sacred texts, they all describe how to get closer to God, how to get better, how to get rid of karma and everything. But if the spirit is so ideal, why does it degrade itself coming on this earth? Why does it degrade itself in a sin? It's like, imagine you live in a castle, you have everything, and then you just go out of the walls of your castle outside to bathe in the mud. Like, doesn't make any sense to me. Why would universe want to do that? The only explanation and the reason I find, and that's my personal understanding, is that there is nothing that is stable. The change is the only constant in this world. And if the change is the only constant in this world, then the God is the change. God is change. And when God is change, that means that the God has to evolve itself as well. It's a constant process of growing, of expanding. And if the God expands, so do we. we also need to expand. Everything in this world needs to expand or just die, because the change is the only constant. And if the change is the only constant, that means that the souls that are part of the God, who is the change, also need to go through evolution, expansion. And how do you grow? You don't grow in the conditions that are bountiless. You need some resistance in order to grow, because growing is going out of who you are right now. So if you want to grow, you need to go through the challenges, and you need to leave who you were. You need to jump into the unknown, basically. So yeah, if you want to grow some muscles, you need some resistance in order to do it. You need to push those weights up and up and up. Nothing comes from nothing, and in order to become better, you need some resistance. So how does the soul grow? How does the soul evolve? What is necessary for the soul to evolve? Well, maybe you need the battle between good and evil. Maybe you need those opposite forces that will give you a choice. And that's the explanation. Why do we have evil in the first place? It's to test you. It's to see who you really are. But I think, remember that the God created this world, and He created good and He created the evil. So evil has its own purpose. It's the resistance that we need in order to grow. Because how would we ever grow without any resistance? When a plant is growing up, it's fighting the gravity as well, which is pulling it down. And in the end, when we do the right choices, and we discover our true nature, many of those religions says that we go back to God. We become one with the God. But what then? There is no constant in this world. What then? Because at some point, even when we go back to God and we never incarnate again, I don't believe we are meant to just stay still like that, because God is in a constant movement. So, what then? It's interesting. You what? Incarnate again? It's just a lot of questions that we probably never find out, but still it's important to ask them. I don't know if you have any thought about that. Let me know.